On July 19, 2010, John Watson and Tom Hutchings flew out over the Gulf of Mexico for another look over the BP oil slick. Normally I put a lot of photographs in my videos, but today I want to let it run just like it is so that you can see the air conditions that we're flying through. We didn't fly through any smoke. We didn't fly through any rain. There was a little bit of haze in the air, but there was a lot of oil everywhere. At no time during the day, I don't think, after 5.5 hours flying, I don't think we flew over any water that didn't have at least a light sheen on it. At ground zero, there wasn't a lot of real heavy oil, but there was absolutely a sheen on the water. This is the oil that's been mixed with Corexit, which causes it to mix within the water column and become a different substance altogether. We flew out over Barataria. We flew out over the Delta and then back to Fairhope and landed the aircraft after 5 hours of flying. I want to read some emails that came in to me on this same day. I will not disclose who they are, but I want you to listen to what came in from 300 miles away in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The reason I'm reading this will become evident at the end of this video. I have photographs included at the end that will explain this. From the email, Wednesday I got caught in a rain shower, felt the raindrops burning my arm. I ran inside, took a shower. That night I woke up vomiting for an hour. I also had a sore throat and a headache. It was better the following afternoon. My husband was also in the rain that afternoon and got sick and was sick for 2 days. I've since talked to 2 other people who were in the rain recently and have gotten sick. Diarrhea is a symptom. I tested the pH of some of the rainwater collected in clean baby food jars on my balcony deck and tested them with a soil pH testing kit. pH was -5. For comparison, I tested the city water filtered by my Kenmore refrigerator. It was neutral 7. No wonder it stung my arm. And then from another email the same day, in response to that, that's interesting. I got caught in a little sprinkle of rain yesterday while riding my scooter. It didn't burn or cause vomiting, but I have a sore throat and a headache today and feel generally crappy. My normal psyche tells me that it seems too far-fetched to blame it on the rain, but who knows after reading your friend's account. Now, I'm no scientist and I have no degrees to back me up on my theory, but I've said all along that the possibility for this stuff to be evaporated into the rain and come down in other parts of the country has to be real. Scientists now agree that yes, it is possible. Look at the edge of this aircraft. When we landed, there was orange all over the plane. On every leading edge of the aircraft, there was an orange oil film. This was not normal. This is not something that you would see under normal flying conditions. Even the rivets along the fuselage of the aircraft had oil on the leading edge of the rivets, while the back edge of the rivets remained clean. The normally white skin of the plane took on an off-white look to it. That's not rust. The vents, struts, wings, wheels. The aircraft was covered with oil sheen. When you touched it, it had an oily sheen to it. If it's in the air thick enough to accumulate on this airplane, then it's thick enough for us to be breathing this on shore. The EPA tests show that the air quality is not toxic, that there's no problems with the air. I can't believe that when looking at this airplane. Independent samples need to be taken. Laboratories all over the coast need to be looking into the air quality and helping lend a hand to get the truth about what's going on here. Acid rain in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the same day that we photographed this oil on the airplane. The clouds that rained on Tuscaloosa, Alabama on the 19th of July were over the Gulf of Mexico on the 18th of July. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I make no scientific claim that breathing the air along the Gulf Coast would be harmful to your health. However, on July the 19th, 2010, we flew an aircraft from Alabama out over Ground Zero to southern Louisiana and back along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. When we landed the plane, it was covered with an oily sheen. It seems to me that if it's thick enough to accumulate on an aircraft, it's thick enough to be evaporated into the clouds and rain back down in other parts of the country. We need scientific exploration into this. We need to know if, in fact, that this acid rain that was measured in Tuscaloosa came from the Gulf of Mexico, and what we can expect from the long-term implications to our health.